1, 2, 3. Konnichiwa.
We're excited to take you on a tour on of what's happening with us.
It's simple.
It's so easy. Let's just get on a tour. Come on, let's go.
Okay. Konnichiwa. We are finally here, all settled in Japan. It's been a month that we're here, and today
we're so excited to finally take you on a tour of the place we've been calling home for the past month. But we have to hurry and get this tour done because we have to get Lua in 2 hours from the babysitter.
And stay until the end. We can show you how much we're paying for this place.
Let's go. So we're living in Adachi-ku, Tokyo, which is actually about 40-minute train ride from the main city center of Tokyo. And we came out here to live with Papa Yama, who was actually living with us in Florida about 1.5 years ago. But when we decided to quit our jobs and live in a school bus, he decided to move back out here to Japan. So here we are, 1.5 years later, chasing him out to Japan to birth our second baby, which, by the way, only costs about $600 here, we're expecting, compared to the thousands of dollars we paid in the US to birth Lua. Lucky for us, the city he already happens to be living in, Adachi-ku, provides great benefits for children and families. So stay tuned for future videos because we can't wait to share with you about our childbirth process and all the benefits of living here in Japan for families.
Our neighborhood here is what you think of a typical Tokyo. Not as busy as the center of Tokyo, but here's more like a working class, family-oriented neighborhood. So for example, we have 4 playgrounds that we take Lua to play in. We have restaurants, laundromat, a mega Don Quixote, and we're 5 minutes away from our train station. It's called Nishirai. And of course, as convenient as it can be, we have not 1 but 2 convenience stores. 7-Eleven and Lawson, just 3 minutes away walking. Speaking about convenience, the number one thing here in Japan is vending machines, and there's so many around us, but of course we have one right in front of our building. We're actually very grateful for Papa to receive us here, and we can't thank him enough. The location is great, the city is great, but by the end of this video, you're gonna see that it's actually not ideal for our family, for a growing family, because our baby's due in a month and a half, and the house here, it's kind of pretty small. Welcome to the Luna Mansion. They call it a mansion here, any apartment structure that is 3 floors or higher, but it's made of steel and concrete. And then they call apartments here something that it's a little smaller. It could be at 3 floors, but it's made of wood. We live in a 1 LDK. 1, it's for the number of bedrooms. L is the living, D dining, and K kitchen. But we need to move into at least a 3 LDK or a 3 DK, so we can have an extra space for the baby and 1 that are a little farther away for Papa. So let's now come into the house. First thing I want to say is that this door is like a prison door. It's like full like metal. And we are trying to learn Japanese, so we put stickers of the new words that we're trying to remember. But as you come in, the first thing you see is the genka, they call it here, which is in every house in Japan, and it's a place that you always keep your shoes off so you don't bring your dirt in. But come on in, and we could quickly see our mansion. Just take a look around, you can see how big the space is for 4 people and soon to be 5. So we're gonna start off first with the main area, which is the kitchen and dining, so the DK. And it's very basic. The first thing we noticed when we came here is how low everything is. I'm only 5'9", and everything I'm actually having to like lean down, and I can actually touch the ceiling. I'm like, I finally know how to feel to be tall. We can cut that out. I'm sorry. I don't know, it's really good. So as you can see, the kitchen is pretty small, but we really actually like it's the sink. It's huge. Everything is easy access and open. And one thing different than the United States and here is that all these appliances, Papa actually bought it. The refrigerator, the laundry room, and the stove here. Small, only 2 burners, and we don't have a oven. Usually in the United States, every single house they have an oven. We just have this little thing here to grill, usually fish or chicken. And another cool thing, the exhaust system, how old school this is. You can just pull the little string and the air goes outside. Usually in the United States you have a fancy exhaust system with buttons and lights and all that. And it tells how old school this house is. Coming along here, rice cooker, which is a must in Japan. Papa always had it when he lived with us. He had his special rice cooker that we don't even know how to use because it's all Japanese. Making tea also is very typical. My number one complaint about Japan, it's coffee. I'm buying this little bag of coffees in the United States. I love my espresso machine that I'm gonna have to find a place to buy here. I already looked for it. It's very hard. So if you move to Japan, bring your machine here and you make your own espresso. Now here the refrigerator. Again, look how small. We used to in the United States everything's so big, but it's working well for us. Refrigerator, and then the little, like a mini freezer, almost the size of the one we had in the bus, right? The one we had in the bus was like this big. Oh, really unique and fun thing here is recycling. We have to like take a class. It's so difficult. Papa literally sat with us here and explain all of this. So we have specific days and how to dispose things, like if it's gonna be shoes or cooking utensils. Everything has to be properly followed by, and even how to tie the bag. And then you have specific days to dispose if it's a can or a plastic bottle or a glass bottle. So you have to follow like very strict rules here. And even outside, when you go dispose outside, you have, you know, a thing for regular trash, burnables, plastic and glass. Everything has to be very organized. Oh, this too. And yeah, to show, for example, one thing we noticed that every plastic bottles, you have to tear off the sticker and the cap. So the sticker and the cap goes in one place and the plastic bottle goes in a different part of the trash. So things that like we're learning how to adjust.
And now I get to take you to the living room part of the home, which actually got turned into Papa's room. So when we came to live with him, he had made this his bedroom, but it's originally supposed to be the living room. And the interesting thing about this spot is that Papa was pretty much assigned it. Because he's 75 years old, he wasn't given many choices, but this place is for seniors to live. So what he actually has is this security device phone thing to make sure that he's safe. So it has all the buttons that you can press if there's any emergency. There's also sensors for movement around the house, and it tracks whether he's alive and well. And so it's actually a liability, and where I feel like you're not allowed to discriminate against age or anything, there's a lot that I feel like is allowed here, which age discrimination feels very legal and allowed. So out here is the balcony. So in most of the Japanese homes, the balcony is where you air dry the clothes.
Not much of a view either. This is a view because we're in the first floor, so we just see our neighbors. And here is the balcony. And you usually here in Japan, you hang clothes instead of machine.
Yeah, the machine is just for washing, and the drying happens out in the air drying in the balcony. Which is why we're grateful the laundromat is so close by, because on rainy days when we can't dry, the laundromat's a great place to make it easy to wash and dry in the same machine. My favorite thing. And now, welcome to our bedroom that Papa graciously gifted us. So in this room, you can see that there's tatami mats, but most rooms are actually measured by the size of tatami mats. So this room is a 6 tatami mat room, but you'll see there's 8 tatami mat, 10 tatami mat rooms, and that's how they measure the size of rooms here. And something that I found interesting is I always thought AC units were just cold air, but the ACs here are also provide heat. So it does cooling and heating, and there's a remote for everything, including the lights. What we're fascinated by is that the lights can be brightened and dimmed all by remote, so we can have it all by our bedside. The lights and the AC remote. And you can see how spacious it is. And this is what the bedroom looks like without our sleeping area, because we do not have a typical Western bed with a bed frame. We have a futon that we fold up, and now we're going to show you what the room looks like when it's set up for bed. And now you get to see our bed made, and so this is night mode. This is how we have our master bed, where me, Lua, and Vitor are sleeping. And then we have this little table that we can set up if, we need an office space, workspace, play space, or a nightstand, or our table for the movie. That's what we set up here. So this is...
and if you see, our bed is literally just one little foam mattress, and then another one that's a little bit more comfortable. And it's pretty good. Normally, we used to sleep on the floor back home anyways. We go from bed to floor. So in Japan, it's ideal for us.
This is how we like it.
Now, guys, I'm going to show you the last part of the house, which is the bathroom. And again, I don't understand how we haven't done like this in the West, which is dividing the bathroom in like 3 different sections. So we have actually the sink outside, so anybody can use it, brush your teeth, while someone else is using either the toilet or the shower. So even though we have a small space, it's good that like I can be showering, Papa, if he needs to go pee, he can go, and then Lou and Coyote can come and use the sink. So the sink is outside, and then the actual bathroom, if you think about it, starts over here. Oh, and the doors, we have this locking system, which is like a, in the United States, why we don't have it like that? You usually have the little spring that, you know, all the kids play with it, but here is actually a door catcher, right? It has this little lever, and then it actually hooks there so you can open. So on this side is the same way, you can unlock it. And if you come over, we have the typical toilet in Japan. Again, this is an older place, so we don't have the fancy bidet that throws water, but again, hopefully once we move to a new apartment, that's another feature that we're gonna be looking for it. But the cool thing is very normal here in Japan and Asia, and again, I don't know why we don't do that in the States, is like whenever you flush, you can actually like wash your hands. So it reuses the water, saves some water, so you can just wash it here and actually, you know, flush. This is probably my favorite part, and I'm sure it's Coyote's favorite, everybody's favorite part, is the shower section. So it's a one piece, so everything can get wet, and you can either bathe or you can stand up and shower. And it's very normal here that they actually have the seats. So, and now I'm doing this because I was like, why not? And then you sit down and then you can clean yourself over here, you can brush my teeth, and it's super easy. And then if you want to relax, you can bathe. So yeah, these are the bathroom that all of us love. And I want to show now coming out, it's the machine that Papa bought, right? So it only washes, and then to dry we have to take everything else and put it out there. And it's typical that I don't even think we've seen or places to sell a dryer. So it's just a washing machine that we're gonna have when we move, we're gonna have to take with us.
And that wraps up our tour. Thank you so much for joining us and seeing our first Japan home space.
Yeah, and then as we promised, the money part, right? So it's actually pretty cheap. For this small space, it's 83,000 yen, which is roughly about $500. And for this last month, we paid about $120 on utilities. It's pretty cheap for the 4 of us, but like we said, we're gonna start going through the process to finding a new apartment, and we still want to stay in the range of $700, $800 per month, so Papa and us can split in half, and it's actually pretty affordable. So let us know, and wherever you're watching this from, it's $800, at least in Florida or New York or California we live. I couldn't find, not even a bedroom for $800. Yeah. You would have to share someone. So, but anyways, thank you so much for watching. Please click the subscribe. It's free. You don't pay anything. But it definitely is a big help for us that we're trying to get to 1,000 followers.
And hit that notification bell so that you can see the house hunt tour for when we're looking for a new apartment.
Thank you so much. Have a blessed day. See you next time.
Sayonara.
That's a future video. There's a feature. We've been settled. This is the last one. Finally all settled.
But we have to get this tour done. Let's go. Bye.